And morning. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things.
Well, hello. How is everybody this morning? Delighted to see you. Delighted to be here. Lots of good friends. Water culture. Nice to see you. I've not had a chance to look at that video. I do want to check it out. Maybe we'll do that live. That would be kind of fun. Here's Joey. Hi, Joey.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hi. Good morning, Father. Good morning, Shoal. How is everyone today?
Well, we got a
And they
nice
can't
little
answer, so we hope everybody's doing well.
right. Yeah, we got a nice little group in here.
Yeah, we do. So
You know,
we're going to say some hellos.
yes, absolutely. You want to get started? And I'm gonna. While you're doing that, I want to get my YouTube channel up. Go ahead.
Okay. So I see first, because like I said, I start right at 7. Corona Karen is here. Fish and Tank Ticks, Roman. I see Palsy, Xanadu, Water Culture, Ellen Matthews, Paul C., Roman, Glassbox Fox, Chevy Fish is here, scrolling, a lot of talk this morning, Amanda May.
So you got
morning.
Duco.
Well, I got down to Patrick. And then I'll scroll down. I'll get to the bottom here and we'll catch everybody. TJ's here, Frugal Aquatics, Alan Matthews, Stephanie's here, Jean Campbell, Broadcast Solutions.
Wally back.
Yep, Duco. Yep, Third Coast Aquatics, Jason Sear, John McKenzie. Yep, Willie Beck. And I think we're there, Jay Olivers and Von Jeton.
Right.
Good morning, everyone.
So Third Coast Aquatics and Duco Hojason.
Yes. Good morning, Tam. And
So
maybe once we get in a little farther into the show, maybe we'll pass out some wrenches. You want to do that? Because we haven't done that for a while.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Well, I don't see anybody who does not have a wrench.
Patrick.
Yeah. Right.
The blind fish keeper, Brandon's here.
Oh, good. Hi, Brandon.
Teresa, welcome.
Water Culture wanted us to look at a video.
Yeah. The Midnight Lobster, good morning.
Right.
Midnight, good morning.
Let's see.
So you got to play a video?
Yeah, I've got it up.
All right.
Look at this. Look at
I
this.
may drop down. We'll see.
Look at this right there.
King
Joey.
DIY.
Joey.
Wow,
How
Joey.
do you do this early? Ah, nice to see you, Joey.
Thank
I
you,
don't
Joey.
know how I do it so early either. We used to be at 8 o'clock. At least we're 9 now. And every day, well, it gets me out of bed in the morning. That's what I used to say about the shop. Joey, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
That's
and
awesome.
Appreciate your Canadian super sticker very much.
Very awesome. Good morning,
And,
Dawn.
let's see. Where is the water? Water culture has got a video. Let's take a look at it. How
Is
long?
more? Welcome. Good
It's
morning.
8 minutes. We may skip over it a bit, but let's take a look and see what he's doing here.
Oh, that looks very nice. Oh, cool.
Joey,
Yes, he is.
yes, indeed. Let's see. Now, what is he doing there? Is that water change he's doing with that?
I'm looking. Maybe.
Let's see.
Looks like he's got CO2.
I saw this.
Yeah. Is CO2 being injected into that tank? It looks like maybe.
Maybe.
There's some gear over in the left corner.
Yeah,
It looks great. Plants look great.
What's interesting about this, I reviewed this a few days.
He just said he's taking water out of the tank so that he can get in there and work and it doesn't overflow.
Okay.
So he was just using a jug or something to get some water out. Okay.
Got it.
Cool.
Got it.
Cool.
Yeah, I found what was really interesting about this tank is how he's using narrow leaf plants
Yeah.
that have varying textures. So it's really a study in a certain category of plant, the narrow leaf plant, and showing the kind of variation. I found it fascinating.
Right. Yes, he is injecting CO2. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful stuff. Pretty stuff.
Yeah. Looks really good. Gives it
Yeah,
like
do check that out. It's worth a look to really get a sense of what they're doing there. Very nice.
No, really nice.
I like it a lot.
Good job. Yeah. No, it does look great. And you get that whole like sort of long carpeting effect. It's cool.
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's a Dutch approach.
Hey, it's all good. It's all great to see. Good morning, Roger and HSF. I have more. Andres, welcome.
Hello, hello.
DW.
Jean Campbell.
Yep. And Howard, good morning.
Jean's asking, Joey, when are you going to do an update on those adorable babies?
You know what? Those were sales videos, so those minis have been sold. Everything on all the horse videos on my website are sales videos. So we actually don't have anything up of our current show string. So maybe someday if I get a minute at a horse show or something, I'll do a few little video clips so we can add something up. We do have, 2 minis. We'll get them on too eventually, and that'll be the ones that we actually have right now.
Yeah, Joey doesn't do a lot of videos, mostly because she's a perfectionist. And she likes to do, really you like to do real high quality stuff. She would never show you the tanks that I have because they're so crappy by comparison.
And not that I don't have breeding tanks, but yeah, I won't show them.
I know. I want to show you some fish I got last night. The Tampa Club had.
Oh yeah, you went to the club meeting.
Yeah, I did. And they had
and they have the auction. See, I'm so jealous of those auctions.
Oh, it was great fun. Let me show you what I got here. Let's see if I can do a better picture. These are
angelfish.
albino pearl scale.
Wow.
Nail. I don't see much pearl scale in them. Maybe I got the wrong bag. Oh, there's a little bit.
That could happen. Yeah.
Yeah. And then these are koi, big koi.
Oh, nice. Yep,
Angels.
they're big
There's
boy.
lots of them in there. Water's kind of cloudy. This is a tank I haven't had anything in yet, so I got those. Um, I got some Shelleys that I haven't seen since I put them in.
Of course.
They're down in there somewhere, and they're big ones. They're nice. So
Yeah. Well,
open
thank
those.
you, Andres. Thank you.
What else? Oh, I got. Let me show you these. Can we?
And good morning.
Can
Well,
you see these guys?
their highness is moose. Can I see? What are we looking at?
Well, they're albino.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I see. Yep. Those are
Albino
cool.
cribbies. They
Those,
are. They're beautiful
yeah,
fish.
I
I'm
like it. If I
really
was gonna
excited
get
about.
cribs, I think I would get the albinos because they're pretty neat
Yeah,
looking.
the albino crib, right? There's a pair, and then there half a dozen juvies. And
Oh,
I
cool.
thought I got something else, but maybe not.
Huh.
What else
Good
did
morning.
I get?
Good morning, James.
I think that might have been it.
Good
Didn't
morning,
get a
Ken.
lot, but I was real happy to go. And it
Yeah.
was just a lot of fun. You know,
That was exciting because that's first
yeah,
meeting in like a year, right?
seeing people I haven't seen forever.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
that was fun.
Hi, Johans.
So angels, gonna do angels.
That's cool. And yeah, I'm just fussy about what I show. I mean, I won't even show you my horses unless they're show groomed. I
I
want
know,
you to see them at their best, you know.
but I'm gonna put some pressure on you
Well,
because
when we get
I'm gonna start promoting your channel because you do have some really nice stuff up.
because of my 6 videos.
That's
Thank
work,
you.
right? Yeah, but they're quality videos.
Well,
It's really
thank you.
good quality work. So I appreciate what you're doing, and I think everybody else will too. And we really have not been promoting your channel, and we need to. You know, Joey kind of snuck in the back door because she's sort of always been here. But what a lot of people don't know about Joey is that she's a very sophisticated fish keeper. She does real high quality work and has been able to develop some techniques that 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 like what she does with microworms. Now, I was with a man last night
Yeah.
who is doing live culture. He is the top expert in live culture all over Florida. This man
wow.
has bred more baby fish
Yeah.
than anybody else probably in the world. He has raised tens of millions of fish. Worked as the head fish keeper for one of the major farms for years.
Mhm.
And he brought in 2 microworm cultures last night in little sandwich containers with
Yeah.
a slice of bread in them. And I thought to myself, my God, here's the top breeder in the country who is who is who has not learned how to do what Joey is doing with microworms. You know, and I bought stuff from him before. That's the way I've always kept them. They last about a week and then they go bad. So, you know, geez, we're very privileged and thankful to have Joey with us.
Well,
She adds a great deal to the channel. And I'm really happy to have her up here, and looking forward to being able to get more people like her. I'm really excited to have had a chance to talk with some of the folks last night at the club.
I'm sure that was amazing to be able to go to a club meeting.
And some of those guys are interested in coming up too. We'll be getting them on.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think we should say some hellos, Father Fish. There's a lot of people that have come in. James is coming. I'm not sure if I said hi to Richie. Fun with Fish and Falconry. You changed your name again? Wow.
Andy W.
Yeah, Carrie's here, science gal. I think I saw Big City
Well,
Betters. I think I saw Amber in here. Third Coast Aquatics is in here. Stephen the biologist.
New England Endler.
Yeah, New England, I mean, a lot of people sneaking. Well, thank you, Midnight Lobster. Um,
Yes,
yeah, I'm in
absolutely.
the middle. I'm actually making that spawn video right now, and I think I'm just gonna. I may just shoot a little video on one of my, maybe a shorter video on one of my goldfish tanks, just so that you guys can see a different tank. Um,
That would be nice to see
you know what
more
I
than
do
one
have
thing.
that's really pretty, and I don't know if I'll do a video at some point, but I'll do something. Is I have blue marble pearl scale angelfish. And
Nice.
they're really pretty. I mean, the pearl scale adds even more, than just the straight
Oh,
up blue marble.
you know
Oh,
what the pearl scale is? You know what that
well,
is?
it's a deformed scale. It's curled up.
It's curled. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's curled up. It's technically a deformity, but we've decided it's
Right. Now,
it's another one of those gray areas. Yeah,
is the scale concave or convex?
I believe it's concave.
Because you're
I believe.
saying it's yeah, I think it is too. I think it's concave.
Concave. I'm thinking about what they look like when I look at them. I believe it's concave. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're
Um,
reflective. They're
oh,
reflecting.
yes.
If they were convex, I think they would not reflect light.
No,
At
you'd
least,
get shadowing. You'd get shadowing. You wouldn't get
yeah,
reflection because
right.
it would absorb, yeah, the light.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning, Lori, Monster Fish Girl. She's in here. So we got lots of fun people in here today.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Could you
Oh,
give
that's
could you
funny.
give Father Fish a thumbs
Falconry
up
is
later?
liking fish more than falconry.
Well,
Curious.
that's okay. We are allowed to change our interests and our hobbies.
Yeah, you bet.
That's what
I
I
just
say.
I just noticed something at the top of my um,
Good morning.
StreamYard screen is a
Yeah.
little button that shows the connectivity, and it's showing that my connectivity is unstable. So I'm going to have to call the company today and find out what's going on
So
here.
maybe that's why we had so many problems because we
I
do have a lot of
think
problems.
exactly right. I think it's
and,
exactly.
and we apologize for that. We try to fix it by me dropping down and coming back, but we haven't been
Yeah,
able to get it spot on. That's for
that's the
sure.
problem, right?
Um,
Shola wants us to look at a fish.
okay. Good morning, Joe Merchant. Andrew Todd. Morning.
All right, here's the fish we're looking at. Well, he doesn't look quite great. His fins are chewed up.
Yeah, it's real
His
faded.
fin and his ventral fin are chewed up. So, and it looks like, I can't tell for sure.
Color's not great.
The color's not right, but it looks like, see this white, right, kind of in the middle of the body?
Exactly. Yeah.
That looks like neon disease to me, kind of early onset.
Yep. Okay.
That's the way it looks when they start getting neon disease. I think Steven's here. Did you say he was here?
Yep.
What do you think, Stephen?
He was here. I saw him.
Obviously, it's chewed up. There are 1, 2, 3, at least 3 nips in the tail and 2 in the ventral. So something's beaten up on it. This might not be neon disease, but he obviously is stressed out.
Well, I was just going to say it could be straight up stress because, it's getting beat up.
Right.
Getting picked on.
Exactly.
But it could be getting picked on because it's not doing well. So you don't know.
Exactly right.
One or the other, yeah. Oh, thank you, Amber. That's a nice compliment. Thank you. Yeah, it's hard to know. It's like which came first, chicken or the egg? Is it stress because it's getting beat up, vice versa? So actually, Ashu, in this case, watch your tank.
Just got him yesterday. Wow.
Observe your tank and see what's going on in there.
Yeah, now that's a good example of a fish that I would quarantine.
Sure.
And I think if I got a group of them like that, at the same time, I'd quarantine the whole group. Just put them in a clear new tank of water. Uh, Try to do a little, maybe a little bit of Epsom salts in there, maybe a drop or two of methylene blue. Try to control any potential bacteria. I
Yeah.
think it's a good chance that you're going to lose the fish. They're a delicate fish, and they can be. It looks like fish food, Ruben say,
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of like right.
Um, watercolor says think pearl scales are more susceptible to scale-related illness.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Looks
I mean,
emaciated.
they probably are because it's raised up some, but in my case, I haven't had any problems with the ones that I have. They've been actually extremely healthy. But sure, I can see where, you take any kind of mutation and, you leave the door open for extra problems.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Possible.
One of the things with the albino pearl scale veil angel is a perfect example because for a long time nobody was able to get a really stable fish. They're so hybridized
Yeah.
with so many different characteristics that they genetically kept coming out weak. Now these look pretty strong, um, but it's been a lot of years getting to this place with them. I mean, their finnage looks good. They've got good conformation.
Yeah.
They look like a stronger fish. Remains to be seen how they do.
I
But
gotta tell you, the
I like
albino bantams I have right now are very healthy. Very healthy. They haven't, I got them in. They were a little shaky because of the 4 days being, shipped from Hawaii.
yeah,
But after that, I got them settled in, and I have not had one problem with them, not one. And they're super healthy. So, like you said, it's like getting that line set and stable. Then
right.
it works. Hey, Stephen came in with that vertical line at the dorsal is a big tell sign.
Yeah,
So,
he said neon disease. That's my impression
yeah,
as well. Yeah, they don't look good.
yeah,
But that one doesn't look good.
yeah. But you are right. I mean, albinos in general can tend to be weaker.
Right.
I've had, I've had good luck with the albinos that I kept through the years in different species. The best is when they breed in your water. That's when they will be their absolute best.
Right.
Mrs. Smith.
Generally, you can get a fish breeding in your water and get the babies up. You're going to have pretty
Right.
healthy as that strain is is able to deliver. The
Right.
other thing to remember is if you got a weak fish with some really astounding characteristics, breed it back. Breed it back to or breed it offline. Breed it to a completely different strain. That with a strong, healthy fish, even if it's like a root fish, like a fish with no particular
Right.
characteristics in it,
Well,
it will.
that's a good outcross. You bring that outcross line in. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll give you the integrity of the strong fish,
Hmm.
and still retain the genetics that you want. So it may take another 2 or 3 generations
Right.
to get to what you want, but you'll wind up with a much stronger fish. And that sounds like a lot, but a lot of these fish will breed 6 months after they're born. So you can get 1, 2, 3 F3s in a year.
Pretty quickly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad at all. Of course,
Um,
when you're 80, that seems like a long time.
it does. So Patrick has a question. He says, "Can other nanofish get neon disease? I believe I lost a few Axelrodi rasboras, Axelrodi rasboras to it if
Yeah.
that's the case."
Um, Guppies can. female guppies particularly are highly susceptible. I have not had, I'm trying to think if I've had other tetras get it. Again, Steven's here. He can probably chime in on this.
Right.
Uh, I know guppies are uniquely susceptible to neon disease, particularly the female guppies. And there's no cure for it. I mean, if you see it, get it out of the tank. Don't let it don't let it languish in there because it's highly contagious among certain populations of fish. Mermaid chorus
Right.
had an interesting question. Let me get back to it. What's the
Who?
best way to clean blasting sand from Tractor Supply? I don't clean it.
I don't
Uh,
clean it either.
Blasting sand is clean. It's washed. It has no dust in it. There's really no reason to clean it. And if you get the black blasting sand, that's actually a coal product. It's made from a very hard, I guess, anthracite coal that's crushed. It's a really um, excellent sand. I like it very much.
Yeah.
They have two grades, a fine and a coarser, and they're both good.
Yep. And I've used, yep, I've used both. Just gives you a different look, and they're a different color. The fine is more brown. The coarse is black.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Mrs. Moose had a question about a pond, and I seem to have lost it. I think setting up a pond, going to put plants in which, but quick question. I'm setting up a pond as a present for my mom. I plan on doing biofilter, of course, heaps of plants. Do you have any general advice for ponds?
Well, I don't know that I have a lot of advice. You don't need to do filtration in a pond. If you can get at least a couple of inches of sand in the pond, at least that. You don't need to dirt it. If it's small, you can dirt it. But if you're going to have koi in there, that's going to be counterproductive because they'll just keep it stirred up. Uh, if you put sand in it, it'll prevent you having to clean it routinely. I don't like to put filters in ponds, mainly because you're cleaning them all the time. Ponds are pretty dirty,
Right.
which is why I recommend sand. 3 to 4 inches of sand if you can do it. If it's a big pond, that's really impractical, but do the best you can. At least if you have a deep point where it goes down to a deeper level, if you can at least get 3 to 4 inches of sand in that deep part, that will capture a lot of dirt and it'll help to break it down. Um, Again, koi in a pond preclude you from being able to do much with plants, koi or goldfish for that matter, because they just chew them up. If you're going to do other kinds of fish, you can do plants, and you can do a deep substrate or some kind of substrate. It does not need to be dirted. Uh, Again, if you're doing tubs, then I like to dirt tubs because it provides a very rich environment that you can get tremendous growth out of in one season. In a pond, which is substantially bigger than a tub, it's impractical to do it dirted, but in that it's going to last years, it will create, if you got sand in there, it will create a rich substrate after a year or so and will be growing plants. Again, no filtration unless you have a good reason to do it. There's really no need to. And underfeed. You can the I find for ponds, if unless you've got big koi in it, you don't need to feed the fish. There is so much food coming into that pond from all kinds of insects, from things blowing into it, from from so much that there's really no need to do it. It provides and builds a really tremendous food supply for the fish that are in there. It's it's the it's the original cycled tank, if you will, a balanced environment.
Um, I'm just going to say a few more hellos. And welcome, Mermaids Chorus says that they were the ones that asked about this. The track,
Yes.
like, yeah, but they're new. They've been lurking. Says shy, like the information.
Nice,
But they're welcome.
nice
And
to have you with us, Mermaids Chorus. You bet.
and Amber, I'm glad you were able to get those kitties, and they're keeping you company, and they're watching with you. That's awesome.
What is
So
Big City Bet is talking about here?
she's talking about she adopted some cats. She works. I think she works at a health.
Oh my goodness!
And
Wow.
I think the person maybe passed away, and their siblings, the
Gotcha.
cats, and she was able to get them both. So that's awesome.
Oh,
I
nice.
think
Yeah.
I'm right. I'm reading so much, but I think that's what I read. So
Andrew Todd, Father Fish, what are your favorite fish and plants for cooler water? Like to do a tank without a heater here in the UK. So far, the plan is to do a natives tank, but I wonder what else I could do. I think a natives tank is the way to go. You've got some pretty cool fish in the UK. Try to find some sticklebacks. I think you've got 3 or 6 fine sticklebacks, and they're pretty big. They're like 3 to 4 inches. That would be a very, very cool fish. And if you can do that, try to get some of the native plants that they build their nests out of. That would make a really very cool native tank for a UK tank. Here in Florida, I like to do native tanks. That's basically what I've got here. The plants are not biotope, although all of these plants are found here in Florida. But I've got golden top minnow right there. I've got pupfish over there. Uh, Not a lot. I've got to get some more. But that's what that's going to be is a native tank. I'll try to do it. Biotech. The issue in Florida is that you can put almost anything in the tank and call it a biotope because everybody from Brazil to New York moves to Florida.
so we've had some more people come in here. I saw Bruiser, welcome, good morning, and Big J.
Teresa Lovelace have an 8-inch common pleco. What plant, if any, can I use? I think you actually, Teresa, what I would do is put whatever plant you really like in there. The more delicate, the better, and get the 8-inch pleco out. That 8-inch pleco has the potential to grow into a 4-foot monster. You really don't want them in your tank.
Yeah. DJ Fatherfish says it was nice to see you yesterday at the Tampa Aquarium Society meet, Fatherfish. You know DJ?
Oh, it was delightful to be there. Thank you, DJ. You bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so fun. And what was really fun for me was the number of people who came up to me and said, "Oh, I recognize your voice. I know who you are."
That's funny. That's
YouTube.
funny.
It was nice.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Good morning, Jay Bloomquist, and good morning, Ross.
Nayla K, how do you know if a tank is stocked with enough fish to produce the proper amount of waste for plants? Is understocking a concern? I have a 10-gallon with a betta and 5 small tetras. Nayla, great question, Nayla. How much is too much, and how little is not enough? Wow, hard to know how to answer that one, isn't it? Gee whiz.
Good morning, Kevin.
I remember going on a site with somebody who was panning the father fish system, and they said the thing they did not like about it was that Father Fish recommended only 2 or 3 fish in the tank. And they wanted to have more fish than that. Well, they didn't get past the first installment of the
Right.
first day of the first video, because I recommend very heavily tanks with very heavy volumes of fish in them.
Right.
How do you tell that? Just put them in gradually and build it up. Um, you'll reach a point where you won't want to put any more in. But the other thing that happens is if you're putting fish in your tank that are going to spawn in there and the babies are going to survive, then they will reach a climax population. That's the way to look at this. With plants and with fish both. It's like any other area where things are growing naturally and are allowed to grow over a long period of time. They reach a climax. They reach a level where they're maxed out and where whatever is in that environment is simply sustaining themselves in the environment. Uh, in a forest, it's called a climax forest, where after a number of generations, you have certain trees that are the primary or the only tree in the forest. It's a climax forest. The same thing happens with a fish tank. It becomes a climax tank. It becomes the Dutch tanks are a good example, where the plants will grow out and reach a point where they'll essentially stop growing. They'll maintain themselves. They won't die back. They'll stay strong and hardy, but they will reach that climax level where they will basically stop growing. And the same thing happens with fish. You reach a level where the tank has kind of maxed itself out and it achieves a climax level. Not many people have seen this because not many people have kept tanks for very long periods of time. But in 5 or 10 or 15 years, you can see it in a population of fish or plants in a tank that have been there for a very long time that just achieve a perfect stability. Hard to prove that when you got to have a long-term plant to be able to demonstrate it.
Yep. Welcome, Paul Sotero. He says he has 1,000-gallon koi and goldfish pond with lotus.
Yeah, why not Wyoming? What? Yeah.
For years. Wow, nice.
Emily calls it carrying capacity. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Emily.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, Joey.
Can you pass out a couple wrenches? And
You
good
bet.
morning, we're not in Wyoming, and Jenny Lynn. And
DJ.
Good morning. Yeah, and give one to DJ, and then where is she? The
First
mermaid.
time at an aquarium meet. Oh, I remember DJ. Yes.
Yeah, can you give one to Mermaid Chorus as well at 9:30?
Also, Hero.
Chorus, yeah.
Oh well, Paul had 1,000-gallon koi goldfish pond with lotus, water lilies, and anacris growing in it like weeds. Bravo.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm sorry.
Mermaids Chorus at 9:31.
Got it. Right.
Got it. And then you got your friend that you met there, DJ, and and Paul.
I got DJ. Right. I got Paul. Right.
Okay. I don't know if there's anyone else.
Jay Blomquist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Why not in Wyoming? Says pest snails worry me though. Sometimes worry if I don't pop them off from time to time to keep the population down. I'm beginning to see how they slow up in my guppy tank.
Generally speaking, pest snails exist because there is adequate nutrition for them to become pests. So they're really preventing your tank from crashing. they're controlling excess nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're getting a huge amount of snails, it's because you got a huge amount of food in there that's allowing them to grow and thrive.
Um, Good morning, Bows and Barrels. They have a question. And Chevy Fish, he just can't seem to give Corona Karen back the wrench. He's tried a couple different things. He
Uh,
just can't seem to give it to him.
well, Corona Karen is doing some videos for us, so he has privileges on the channel that go. I don't think I could give myself a wrench. Let me see.
Hmm. But unfortunately, we can't turn them blue, which is too bad. And then Bows and Barrels says a question. It says, how much is too much filtering for your tank? Have a 20-gallon with sponge filter and a 30 to 60-gallon hang on the back.
I'll tell you what. I think rather than answer how much is too much, I would rather answer how little is too little, because I tend to err on that side. I tend to err on the side of providing a minimum of filtration, mainly because with the deep substrate, that gives you a full tank filter. That's really what that substrate is. It's a filter. It's doing all of the job that a mechanical filter would otherwise do. So what I'm more interested in is water movement, adequate water movement, and that depends entirely on the kind of fish that are in your tank and the kind of plants, but more fish than plants. There's some fish that like a lot of movement, and
Mm-hmm.
others that like little to none. Bettas, for example, prefer no water movement at all. Um, and there are other fish, some of the loaches, that like a lot of water movement.
Yeah. Um, Good morning, Irene. We got a couple things here. Lori Monster Fish Gal is asking you. She needs to order plants. She's wondering, are you shipping any plants? Do you have any plants to sell
Not
yet?
yet.
Okay.
I will in about a week. I need to
Okay.
put an order in. I want to get some vets set up first, so I've got a place to put them when they come in.
Okay.
Um, and I also want to get together with water culture and talk about that as well. So
Okay.
I think
Um,
water culture. If you could send me your phone number to my email address, fatherfish@fatherfish.net. I'd like to talk with you and see what we can do to kind of combine efforts here. We need to do some stuff together.
um, Good morning, Tony P. And hi, Akalish.
Akalish, Tapa,
Akalish. And
Namaste,
Johan. Oh,
Monster
by
Fish.
the way, I went rock collecting. 5 rocks for one of my 15 gallons.
Have
Added
I
them.
kept rainbow shiners? No, I've never had rainbow shiners, Andre.
No, but I would like to have rainbow shiners. Yes, Johan says, oh, by the way, I went rock collecting 5 bigger rocks for one of my 15 gallons, added them 1 week ago, and now my plants grow much faster. Rocks
Huh,
added minerals and iron, maybe?
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Akalish.
them remix. Finally here after a
Oh,
long
hi,
time.
Ian. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen you. Welcome. Thanks for coming in.
You bet.
And I'm going back up because I think I saw a question. All right, Falcon Refund says, does a mother Amazon sword put out runners or babies a certain time of year? The reason I'm asking is mine had new plants 2 times, very fast, but no new plants in 60 days.
They send out runners, but they also will will multiply by, it's really not division. They will grow. They'll either send out a runner, or they'll grow another plant right out of the crown of the
Yeah.
original one. So you get a bunch of plants growing all together around one single crown, and each of them will root individually. So as they get bigger, you can pull them off. But they also send out runners,
Yeah.
and they also flower. Now, when they flower, they send a big stem out. The flower is what's the word? Fertilized. What's the word? What do you do with a stamen and a pistil? Anyway,
Oh,
and they
when it's pollen, the pollen's
pollinate.
pollinating.
Yes, they're pollinated.
Yeah.
Thank you. And they'll that what'll happen then is it won't form a seed. It'll actually form a plant that will grow on that long stem,
Yeah.
and it'll be up out of the water or kind of falling down in it. And as that plant gets bigger, it develops roots. Once it gets enough roots, you can cut it off and plant it. So they have a number of devices for multiplying. The leaf of an Amazon sort will not produce babies, however. It requires one of the other three, either a runner or a flower or I don't know what it's called. It's growing a new plant right out of the crown of the old one.
I don't know exactly what it's called, but yes, that's what it's doing. I don't know the term for that.
Yeah.
Um, are you more? Are you?
Well, I was thinking about the thing that causes people to think about them growing off of leaves is this little guy,
Yes, I was just gonna say that they grow off of the leaves,
the
and
Java
that
fir.
I don't
You,
like Java fern. Do you
don't
like
you
it?
really love it? Why don't you like it?
I own it, but I don't like it
You
because it
don't
always
like?
looks nasty. It's always
Well,
got all, like you said, it's always got all those little babies and always floating all over the place, and I just don't like it. But I own it.
it's a nice plant. I like it.
It's my least favorite plant of all the plants I own.
That's
So
funny. You know what
funny.
else I
But
got?
that's why I like different things.
Here's
But you're
something.
right.
Look
That
at this.
grows babies off the leaves constantly.
You know what this is?
Well, I can't really quite see it, but it's a moss.
Well,
Some sort of a like, is it just Java moss?
no.
I can't quite tell. Is that
I'm
Riccia?
Ricky. Yes, it is. That's right. I got
Riccia.
it.
Well, mine, I had tons of that, but it just looks different when you hold it.
Well, it looks
I have
different.
tons of that.
Different. Here, this is what I got at the club meeting last night. I
Oh,
got a
okay.
big set of
I
it.
had so much of that.
I love it.
Yeah. I like that better than the Java fern.
And the
Anyway, we all just have different things, yeah. But you're right. That one does grow from the leaf. Um, you ready for a different question, or did you want to do more on the
No,
plant?
go ahead. Go ahead.
All
Yeah.
right. John Von Jatan says, any tips for tiger barbs? Mine killed my gourami yesterday. I get a tip.
You go ahead. Do it.
I personally, I mean, we all know they're just nasty and nippy. I would just do species only. That's me. I just have a ton of tiger barbs.
I don't like them.
I
I
know you
really.
don't.
There are other barbs that are nice.
Hmm.
They're rosy barbs. They're not aggressive at all. But the green barbs are real pretty. They're not nearly as aggressive. The
Yeah,
tigers are just a mean little fish.
they are. But if you have them and you're going to keep them, I would do species only. And the thing that's crazy, and you know this is true, Fatherfish, there's probably more tiger barbs sold than any other barb.
Oh, God knows.
It's the number
Absolutely.
one seller of barbs, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But they will wreak havoc in a tank. Good
Yeah.
morning, Brian. Good morning, Brian.
The world's smallest fish room. One of my sorts sent out a runner and a baby. I don't know if I should cut it or push it back in the sand. If it gets enough roots, you can cut it. If you cut it prematurely, it won't survive.
I was just gonna
It's
say,
gotta have, it's got to have a pretty good root system.
mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, you can either push it down in there or just let her go,
Right.
and it'll develop a root system. It'll feed off of that stem.
Yep. Good morning, One Dirty Flighty and Kyle.
One dirty
Aquarium
planting.
chick. My eyes are so watery from whatever's going on here. 2 days of just these watery eyes. I probably should take something. I just hate to take something for just watery eyes.
Well, we got her good Sunday. She couldn't stop the water flowing.
I couldn't what? No, that was Friday.
That was Sunday, wasn't it? Oh,
Friday.
oh, it was Friday. That's
Yeah.
right. Right.
That's okay. But that's okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a tough one, you know.
Yeah, I lose track.
Yeah. No, I just meant that's a tough situation. No, I'm not going to be
Yes, it
super
absolutely
dry.
was. Yeah.
That. Hi,
We did
Rohan.
do a video of Curly Bunny. Not many people have watched it, but we've got a video up of just Curly Bunny talking about aquarium comp.
Yeah.
If those of you who just want to have a deeper insight into aquarium cop or his family are welcome to watch that.
Yeah. It's nice. I mean, it was just, I don't know how she did it, but it was just really nice of her to come up so that everybody
You bet.
and in the end knew what happened because, you know, everybody just loved him so much. And
I know.
you always wonder, you know, so it was really amazing that she could come up and do that.
Yeah. Akalish is saying, stop buying a pair of anything. It has to be 6 or more. That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly if you're able to buy juveniles. And that's really the best way to go is to, like these angels, they're a little bigger. And I only got 3. But I would have preferred to have bought like 6 1-inch and grow them out because there's a better chance of being able to get a pair or even 2 pair.
Right. Oh boy. All right. Green tiger barb. Yeah, I mean, there's like Father Fish said, there's so many tiger barbs. I mean, so many barbs that are truly nice. And I mean, tiger barbs are beautiful, which is why they sell so many of them. But they just are out of all of them the nastiest little nitpicking little things. That's why I say, you know, put 50 of them in a tank, let them duke it out, but it'll look amazing.
Chris Strapp is saying just not 6 flower horns. Well, I beg to differ. You know, I the first time I got flower horns, I bought about a dozen 1-inch ones, and I put them in a 29-gallon tank. And within 3 months, 2 of them had paired off and produced spawn. So I pulled the spawn, pulled the 2, sold them as a breeding pair of flower horns. This was many years ago.
Wow.
And I think I got 2 or 3 pair out of that, and I was able to raise the babies and sell the parents each time.
That's pretty amazing. You know, unusual. I haven't looked at it, but I'm just going to ask a thumbs up, please.
Roman is giving you beauty tips here.
Roman's giving me beauty tips?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, yes, that could be a thing, but it's only been the past day or 2. I think it's because of what's starting to happen outside. More than my makeup, but I mean, yeah, hey, you know, you wear makeup, and a lot of people do have allergies to it.
A world's smallest fisherman saying Joey King of DIY added 100 tiger barbs in a tank that had angelfish, but it was a 2,000-gallon tank.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
sure. But if you've got, a 55-gallon tank and you got a bunch of tiger barbs in there, they're probably going to be pinging on everything that's in the tank. So, you
Frugal
know.
Aquatics is taking us back to 948. His question on plants. Frugal.
I'm looking.
You know what? I'm at I'm at top chat. Here we go.
It says, set up my greenhouse for aquatic plants and tubs. Should I do dirt and sand in the tubs?
Yeah, do at least dirt. You can also do sand. It depends on what kind of fish you're going to put in there. If you're going to put little tiny stuff in that doesn't disturb the bottom much, then you don't need to do the sand, and you'll get a lot better plant growth. Plus, the babies will be able to spawn in that malmy soil, and you'll get a lot better baby growth. If they're fish that are going to be stirring up the bottom, then you want to cap it.
Yeah. Where Dunlap says, I love hornwort and microphyllium species for cleaning up and conditioning water.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
I tried the hornwort.
Trial software metrics. What percentage of a group do you expect to live longer than a few months? I feel like every time I get a group, a third are gone within a couple of months, no matter what I do. Is Kyle speaking of fish in general or something in particular?
I don't know. Joe Merchant. I have a little patch of algae on my glass top right where the filter spills out, and I love it almost as much as I love my fish. My water has been looking great. And you know what's funny about that, Joe? I don't know if you've noticed this yet because it's small. But that algae that'll grow on the top of your glass tops, it's so smelly. It's so smelly.
Really?
Yeah. If it's growing in the water, it doesn't have that odor. But that algae that grows on the top like that, it's smelly. You pull that tank top off and take a whiff. You won't
Sensitive.
notice it walk by, but you'll notice it when you clean it.
So, what was Frugal Aquatics' question on plants? Did we do that?
Well, you just did it about the greenhouse, the tubs, and the dirt and sand.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
I read it to you. And then Andre is saying, how do I keep my plants from floating after I plant them? Some can be a pain, I admit.
Well, that's kind of the purpose of the sand cap, really,
To
is
help.
to hold it down
But
in
you
there.
do get those, you do occasionally get one that just doesn't want to stay down. I slide a little rock over and get it on top, of a couple of the roots or something so that it can get established.
Yeah,
Get
that
something.
helps. You might also save those little strips of lead
Yep.
that you can wrap around the base of a plant to hold it down.
Ooh, Jason, see, I'm having black-beard algae growth all over my sword plant. Is the Siamese algae either the best solution for the 36-gallon tall tank?
I don't know. Blackbeard's a whole other.
Autostinklets are really great algae eaters too.
Yeah, they are.
Or nearite, Sam.
Yeah, neorites are great for algae.
Yeah. I really like autostinklets myself or nearite.
Yeah.
That's me, but SAEs are good too.
God. Oh, what are we doing here?
I haven't made it to the bottom yet.
Oh, Amanda May is buying all of the tiger birds when they go on sale and throwing them into an Oscar tank. That's mean. That's just mean.
They'll figure it out. They won't bother the Oscar, that's for sure.
They're really. As a fish store owner, do you go to every tank checking for disease every day? How do you observe behavior and stop disease before spreading? That's a really good question. What a lot of people will do is they'll do a morning check, walk around with a bucket and a net, and pull out dead fish. I never had dead fish to that level, so it didn't make sense for me to do that. And I also, the other thing people will often do is they'll feed every day. I did not feed every day. So the two basic systems for checking tanks, walking around checking for dead fish and feeding, I never did because that wasn't my protocol. What I would do, I got used to walking by and just every time I walk by a group of tanks, I was looking at them, and I could pretty well pick out stuff quickly. Now, what I found became a problem was as my eyesight got worse, seeing ick when it first began to develop. I missed that constantly. And I had customers coming to me telling me I had ick in my tank, and I'd go look. Oh, yeah, I did. So I'd stick a heater in there. The next day it would be gone.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I got used to observing the behavior of the fish. If a fish is sick, it'll act differently. Um, it'll hang at the top. It'll droop. It'll do something that's abnormal. So I got used to seeing that abnormal behavior on the fish, and that's how I did it.
Yeah.
Also, my nose. If a fish
Well,
dies,
yeah, you can
you
smell
can
it.
smell it instantly.
Absolutely. Like I'm saying, you can smell algae. You can smell things,
Oh yeah.
Which leads me to Joe Merchant's, I think, little thing, a possible name is smelling your tanks with Father Fish in the morning.
Oh dear.
Oh, funny. Funny. Sorry about your Molly, Emma. She just woke up to a Molly in the tank. It was dead in the tank. It was fine yesterday. Yep. She said it made her angry. Yep.
That way, doesn't it?
Oh, Steffi says she's back. All right. Oh, my chat just jumped, so I don't know what's going on. Okay. Beautiful day. Randy says, beautiful day here in Milwaukee. Getting in the mood. Oh, wow. All right, Randy. Well, have a good day. Have fun, Rad.
Let's see. Wayne Wanyo sent an email for a name. Father Fish's School of Thought with Joey. Tisha, the Old Timers Balanced Aquarium. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sure you're still getting them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were a couple of them that.
Oh, Andres wants to know, will dwarf shrimp eat microworms? Well, I am not a shrimp keeper, but I
Dwarf
would
shrimp.
assume they would.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I assume they would eat that. Chevy, can
Yeah.
you chime in on that, or anybody else? I mean,
Running River, fish keeping according to nature, aquariums according to nature, the nature of fish keeping. That's pretty good.
yeah.
Adventures in natural fish keeping, adventures in natural aquariums.
Oh wow.
All good. Yeah, I like them.
Fish and Tactics. Randy Roman lives in Milwaukee.
Huh.
You live close to that, or you live in Milwaukee fishing? She says back. It's to work after. Look at new black skirt tetras in quarantine. Cool. Cool. Yes. Thank you, Tan. Everybody, pop over and hit the like button. Thank you, Tan. Oh, yeah. Chevy Fish says, yes, my shrimp eat microworms used very sparingly. Because, as I said one time, the tiniest little pinhead of microworms is a lot of microworms. When you watch that spread out on the bottom of a tank, it looks like nothing, but it's a lot of food.
Yeah,
Especially
true enough.
for tiny fish or shrimp or whatever you're feeding. Hello, Aquafarm. Oh, you had a spawn of single-tail goldfish 3 days ago. Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Very cool.
Get your hands out of that tank.
Promoter of single-tail goldfish, as we all know.
Right.
And I am big on view your fish from the side. I'm like, you're just missing so much in a pond. They're so pretty. You only get to see the top
That's right.
in a pond.
Do you have any
Kate,
ponds, Joey? Do you have a pond?
no, I don't. Welcome, Kate Hartley. No, because it's illegal in Maine to have an outside fish pond.
Really?
Yeah, you can't have them.
That's crazy.
No, I know, like it's going to stop whatever, but yeah, you technically can't have them.
Like if you did, how could, yeah, oh, well.
I can't dig a pond and have a pond. Now, I'm sure I could set out like a summer tub sort of thing. That would be okay. But I can't dig a pond and have technically fish in it.
Wow.
We have crazy rules. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, sorry, Irene. You lost your betta. I'm sorry.
Can farmers have livestock ponds in Maine? Do you know?
I'm sorry, farmers have livestock ponds? That I don't know. That I don't know because not into that sort of thing. I just know that I can't have a pond. I can't have koi. So,
See.
So I would choose to keep mine in a fish tank anyway because I want to see them. But an outside pond is not an option for me.
Amanda's saying an underground pond. How do you do an underground pond? In ground, I know, but underground, that would be like an underground lake. That would be.
Well, look, I have a swimming pool that's in ground. That's legal because I'm not keeping fish in it. But you cannot have an actual pond with, fish that you like this. Now, I don't know if I could keep a pond with, natives. I don't know because I was never interested, so I didn't look into that. But
Rohan is saying, I had a wild fishing cat visit my pond at midnight. Wow. Will netting keep it away? It was a wild animal, not an ordinary cat. That is pretty cool. Netting might not be enough to keep it away.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a raccoon, it's going right through the netting. I can tell you that. Most things are going to go through netting.
And a fishing cat's going to figure out a way around it.
Good morning, HB. Good morning. No, thank you. I enjoy watching your videos, Featherfish.
Thank you so much. Right.
Okay, my sister chimed in here. She says you need a special license for livestock pond in Maine. You have to go for fish and wildlife. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah. So, and forget it. You're not keeping a goldfish. If they caught wind, they would just come take them all. They would confiscate them, and I'd probably get fined and taken to court, and because they get real touchy about stuff up here. There was a Chinese restaurant that had a couple koi in the tank in the restaurant for years, and they finally got onto them and went and took the fish, and they got, I think, a huge fine, like $200,000 fine or something. It was crazy,
For God's sake.
crazy. Hello, NY Gold. Father Fish, can you pass out a couple more wrenches? Can you give Donnie from NY Gold a wrench, please?
I can indeed and
And
will.
then, and then there was Kate Hartley above at 10:07. Could you give Kate a wrench, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Chris Trapp says, what the Nintendo won't hurt him. Well, I mean, that's true. But, you're living right on the edge with that. I mean,
Yeah.
the wrong person, if you have a pond, for like if I dug a pond and the wrong person comes in, that's it. That's it. And I guess the fear there is that, a bird's going to come pick up that goldfish and flies wherever and drops it, and then the fish is in the other waterway. I'm assuming that's the fear.
I don't know. They also ban piranha in Maine.
They banned Jack Dempsey's, and half of the Cory cats we can't have.
What is that? That's bureaucracy run amok.
And now they banned, I don't know, there's a bunch of other things. And it's just like, I mean, because my pet store, my local store, she told me last year, she's like, oh my goodness, we just got a list and you wouldn't believe the Cory cats we now can't have. I'm like, Cory cats?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't have them. It's crazy. Anyway. We won't get going on that because I'm sure everybody's got issues in their states of things that,
Yeah, God knows. Bruiser CV. How soon after hatching can you expect dwarf neon rainbows to start spawning? I don't know about the dwarf neon. Rainbows in general take about a year to mature. They're slow growing fish.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Chris. It's cold, but lots of regulations. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so I will. If I can't decide if I really want to go ahead and do. Oh, you go to the Dover Foxcroft area. Yep, Dover. If I at some point go ahead and take the garage and do a fish room, I will somehow have some sort of a big, display tank in the middle or on a wall or something. I'll figure out a way to have a bigger tank, and might have to build it. Might have to get a big piece of glass and do, like one of Joey's projects and build something.
Duco is saying in the Netherlands, we have no limitations on keeping fish. And he says, because all tropical fish can't survive out here because it's too cold. Well, that's not the motivation in many states, particularly the one we're talking about in Maine. It's too cold there for tropical fish to survive, yet there are many of them that are not permitted.
Right.
So it doesn't have anything to do with reasons, with legitimate. It has nothing to do with science. It's got to do with politics. It's pure politics.
Yeah, somebody just gets all tweeted about something and they decide they have to, oh, this one can't come. Because what is crazy, literally, is New Hampshire. I mean, we border New Hampshire. They can have koi.
Yeah. Step across the border and you violate the law.
Exactly. So it's just nuts. But, then you run into, I mean, the pond situation, like I said, for instance, if they got, carried by a bird into a different waterway, I mean, that's something. But as a hobbyist and somebody who's been in fish since I was a kid, I would never take goldfish and let them loose in a pond across the street.
Exactly.
I
Right.
I would not do that, but not, I guess everybody's like that.
Yeah.
Somebody told me actually, and I've never been there. I guess there's a tennis club, in town. It's right by the outskirts of Bowdoin College, and somebody told me a few months ago that there are goldfish out back of there in a pond that I guess somebody must have
Oh,
thrown in there years ago. So I'm like, I might just go to look at them someday if they're there. Good morning, Cody. Oh, here we go. The Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife in Maine really are on the top of everything. He says you're lucky to have that. I mean, maybe we are. It just makes it difficult for me in
and
the sense
across
that,
the
you know,
border, James Henry saying I can do what I want here in New Hampshire.
yeah, pretty much. They can have anything, you know. Um, but like I said, I would never throw my goldfish out in a pond, but there are plenty of people that would. Oh, I don't want these anymore. Let's just go throw them over here. And that's
Well,
what
yeah,
ruins it for
I'll
them.
tell you something. Running the shop really taught me. It made me very aware of the laws in Florida and very careful about abiding by them because the penalties are severe and profound.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like that Chinese food restaurant that got the huge fine, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, you've got to be careful. Yeah, man made they can have outside ponds. Yeah, I mean but like I said, for me, even though I prefer to view my fish this way anyway, it's like, an outside pond is not an option, you know.
Everything can survive and thrive in Florida. Well, not quite. Cold water species can't. I would love to be able to do sticklebacks here in Florida, but I can't keep them alive. They're a cold water fish that just won't. At least the ones that come in from like the streams and creeks in Tennessee. I haven't gotten any from any coastal water ones. There are coastal sticklebacks that probably would survive as brackish fish, but I haven't tried them here. I haven't been able to catch them in years.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we caught them all the time in Maryland, but that's before all of the plant life disappeared.
Yeah. My sister just said, I agree, Father Fish. The biggest thing that happened was when the northern pike was secretly introduced in a lake and they have run amok. Yep. And yeah, Duco, I mean, yes, I absolutely could do a pond in my garage because that would be okay. But again, I would prefer to do a bigger tank, you know, something that I could build that might be, a few hundred gallons, 300 or 400 gallons with the side view, because that is how I prefer to look at these fish. So
Uh,
that would be my goal if I do something in the garage, to do something like that.
uh,
Yeah,
Amanda keeps zebra danios outside in Florida. There are very few, with the fish farms in Florida, everything is fair game. I can't think of any freshwater fish. Snakeheads, I guess,
yeah,
are illegal. But other than that, piranha, you can't do piranha, you can't do snakeheads in
yeah,
Florida.
yeah. We can't have snakeheads here. I mean, they're pretty much
I
illegal
don't
most
think
of them.
there's a state in the union where you can have them.
Yeah, but they're in the waterways. They absolutely are. And I was at the one auction that I went to. I can't remember the name of the river, but I was in Connecticut, and the lady was the president of something, and she was talking to me, and she was talking about koi, and she said, "Oh my goodness," she said, "you go out in a boat on this river and throw a line over," and she said, "you will catch some of the most amazing koi ever. They're in that river," and I'm like,
Huh,
"Wow, wow." So
huh.
she's like, "Yep, it's crazy."
Marijuana. Yeah, Asian arowana. That's true.
Ooh, yeah.
Can't do Asian arowana.
Now, see, we
Oh,
can have that in Maine. No, I mean, just regular arowanas, like the silver arowanas, they can have in Maine.
yeah, you can't do. You can't do Asian. You can't do the red.
Right.
Apparently, you can do a barramundi with a permit, which I was not aware of.
Yeah, because that's your one of your favorite fish, right?
Yeah, I can't. I don't have any way to keep them here anyway, so I'm kind of
Right.
out of the game for a while.
Have that kind of tank, yeah, right now. Why Amanda says, why are piranha illegal to keep for other fish? I think it just depends on the state, because some states can keep piranha.
Yeah, most states can. We can't keep them in Florida because they're worried about them getting loose in the waterways.
Yeah. Paul says snakeheads are illegal to keep in all 50 states. Yeah.
Right. And Ekalish Tapa is saying tons of snakeheads in India.
I bet.
We eat them. Well, they're native, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
People wants to know what a snakehead tastes like.
common plecos are a scourge in Florida. There are places where they cover the bottom.
Oh, Duco has a good point. Says I
Yes,
think
all that.
yeah, by making
They're
certain
little
fish illegal.
stuff.
Yeah. The reason to put the fish in
Well,
the
you
water.
got to be able to get them. You know,
Yeah.
if they're illegal, they're going to be hard to get. And anybody who's going to go to the trouble of getting an illegal fish is going to be pretty careful about keeping it
Well,
under wraps, if you will,
well, yeah, but I mean, I literally can drive, an hour from my house and go get something that I'm not supposed to have here.
across the border. Yeah,
So in some cases, not hard to get. And I could see, if you didn't know, I could see somebody driving across the border, going to buy goldfish for their pond, buying koi and whatever, comets and whatever, putting them in their pond, going home, and they wouldn't, if they weren't on the internet, they wouldn't even know they were doing something wrong, I guess is my point.
yeah,
They wouldn't even know
right.
that, you know. Because I'm sure
Yeah,
that has happened to people too. They've gone into another state, bought a fish, brought it home, and didn't know that it was wrong.
yeah. What does snakehead taste like? Fish. I don't know. That's interesting. The native snakehead in Florida is the mudfish or bowfin, and it's the worst tasting fish in the world. It's
Really?
not that it tastes bad. It's that the texture of the flesh is so soft. It's like mud or something. It just
Oh, so it has like a
it's
sandy sort of weird texture.
no, not even. No, not even. It's more smooth, but it's like
Yeah.
pudding. It's like
Gross.
it's gross.
Like pate. Yeah. It's like, ugh.
You
Yeah.
know, just not even as firm as pate. It's
Ugh.
just like it's soft and mushy.
Yeah. Um. What was the other question I just said? Oh, are air pima illegal?
Private are illegal in Florida. Where it's not, you can permit them. You can get them with a permit. I would love to see arapaima as a game fish in the Everglades. What an incredible animal that is. They get 8 foot long. They are monster fish.
Wow.
And with all the other craziness we got there, why not? I mean, we have arowana and we got these giant python. Why not something really cool like an arapaima?
Huh.
You know, I mean,
Somebody,
really.
Rohan says tastes like catfish. So are they talking about the snakehead?
I don't
Maybe.
know. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
A heat resistant
Don't like those
egg.
mud skippers taste lousy.
Melissa Foster wants to know if there's a heat resistant ick. No,
Not
there is,
yet. Not
there
yet.
is not. Yeah, local fish stores around the country have arapaima. They're not illegal in most places. Melissa says tastes like chicken.
Mm. Huh.
Well, the koi is a carp. Koi is a carp.
Are they talking about eating koi or are they talking about eating snakeheads? I'm
I think
confused.
second. I think that
What
was a
everybody's talking
one.
about this one. I thought he was referring to the snakeheads, but who knows?
Yeah, koi dogs. We have koi dogs here
Oh,
in
we have coyotes here too,
all over
James.
Florida. A lot of coyotes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can hear them. Like, they're not far. You can hear
Yeah.
them at night, not during the day.
Any
Or
way to
hunt
get rid of it
us.
permanently? Yeah, raise the temperature at 86 and leave it there.
Yes, they can. It says, Duco says, a while ago when I was fishing in a lake nearby, I actually caught a koi, but I don't think the koi can crossbreed with the normal carp because I caught quite a few carp and none of them were crossbreeds. Well,
Ohio.
about local carp, but I know you can cross koi with goldfish.
You bet.
So I don't know about local carp.
You bet. Well, it's
Maybe if they can't cross, maybe they'll slow them down at least. Yeah.
the same fish.
Yeah. Lots
Cody,
of bone.
freshwater
Lots
fish.
of bone.
Uh,
And koi and carp. That's funny.
Where the Arapima keep the pythons under control. Well, the alligators do,
Hmm.
and it would probably help.
Yeah.
They might
More.
keep the what's the other? God, my brain. There's so many invasive species of fish all over Florida. It's crazy.
What
Just
about
really
this?
crazy.
Does
Uh,
anything eat the lionfish? I know we're talking about salt water primarily, but does
you know,
anything
there have
eat the
been some
lionfish?
articles recently about lionfish coming up into fresh water.
Right. Right. Wouldn't the gators eat them in the freshwater?
I'm
The
sure.
gators. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Melissa says huge carp here in Tennessee. Oh, Amanda wants to know how long you can keep fish at 86 degrees before it starts to affect them.
Do they harvest the snakes for meat? You know, they hardly
Long
harvest the
time.
alligator for meat, and there's really no reason not to.
Yeah.
You can get a permit, but it's tight. Alligators are still protected in Florida.
Hmm. Amanda, you can keep them there for a long time. I'm not sure why you would feel the need to keep them there, but they can survive it for a while. I mean, 2 or 3 days and the ick will go away if that's what you're fighting. But if you're wanting to keep them long term at 86 just to avoid ick ever, I don't think you need to get that drastic.
No,
I
you
would.
don't. If you drop it to 82, it's going to keep it under control.
Yeah.
But to answer the question, 86 degrees is a normal temperature in most natural environments. So it's not overly hot. It's for tropical fish. It's a standard normal temperature.
Yeah.
Grouper ate lionfish, so do barracudas.
Okay. Huh. Bye, Mr. CPDs. Mr. B's CPDs. Kate says alligator is delicious. I've
Yeah,
heard
I
that.
do alligator. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right. It's a little tough.
Word Dunlap says a friend was attacked by a crazed mother lizard near Lake City, Florida.
AJ,
Wow.
what's up?
Accidentally disturbed it while feeding fish. Wow.
He said that he had it under control. The only issue is that glass case with that
Yeah,
question.
you can
Rest of
keep
it, but I don't know how in the world we do it.
it. Yeah, no problem. Freezing cold
What do you
there.
think? You want to try it? You would mean putting it in storage, which would mean moving all that stuff
Yeah,
around over
I was
there.
listening to some birds in the yard the other day too, and noticing the spring noise. Yeah, the spring buzz in the air.
Is Richard going back in?
All right, we'll ask him that. Is there an iguana
Well, give me a
problem?
call if you guys want to. You don't have the key to the storage.
I've never eaten alligator pie. It just sounds like I don't want to eat
If
it.
you want to do that, call
I don't
me,
like fish or
and I'll come
seafood.
over
And I'm
and
pretty
unlock
sure
it.
I
We'll
like that.
stick it in you.
And I'm
I
weird
would
about
like to rescue it. See what he wants to do. If he's against doing it, don't do it. But
I agree, Chris.
if he agrees
Butter and
to it,
fry it. Yeah.
I just don't know how you do it. All right, let me know. Thanks.
Oh yeah, we do, Amanda. And those things will. Man, I'll tell you, I've been in my old barn, which was next door at my mom's, and not a crazy walk, but we would shut the lights off and walk from the old barn to the house. And man, every once in a while there'd be one just to the left of us, and it would be like 30 yards away, and that thing would let go, and it just the hair on the back of your neck would stand up, and you'd think you were in a horror movie, and you would want to run to the house. It would scare just so scary, and especially when you're by yourself. Crazy how scary they are. We're talking about fisher cats.
Oh,
Crazy.
really? Oh,
It'll make a grown person run in the middle of the night. If you did not know what it was, you would take off at a run. Scary.
oh.
And we've had some fox around here at night that can be scary. Actually, the red fox are not as aggressive, but we've had some gray fox here that decided they needed to set up under the deck out by the pool, set up housekeeping. They would be up here. My son would be out in the garage, smoking a cigarette when he was living here. And those things would come up and go to the doors, and they'd flank him and growl and challenge him in the garage
Huh.
because they thought this was their yard. So it's crazy, some of the stuff that goes on. But those fisher cats, yikes. And have you seen them? Have you seen one? The teeth on those things? Oof, you don't want to mess with one.
Oh.
Crazy. Oh, you found a pretty cool telescope goldfish. She's white and black. Oh, cool. Good for you. So it's kind of like a panda.
Nice.
Hopefully it stays. The black stays. That would be really cool. Someday I'll show you guys my single tail blackmore. It's a cute little chubby little thing.
Well, how we doing time-wise? 10:30. I guess
we're
we
there.
can down.
We're there.
Fiddler crabs. Oh, fiddler crabs are fun. Moam, let's give Moam a wrench here.
Yeah.
I have had fiddler crabs. The way to do fiddler crabs is you want a fairly large tank, like a 29 would be the smallest. A 40 breeder would be ideal. You build up a high sand bed on one end, sloping down, and you have water in it that'll come halfway up that the height of the sand, so that the bottom. So you've got a pool of water, and then the bottom of the sand is wet. They will come in and out of the water and make a little tunnel and go down to the water level. That's where they shed. They'll go down into their hole to shed, but they have to be down in the salt water. They're pretty easy to keep, and that kind of a system works really well. I did that years ago and kept them for, golly, a couple of years, I think. You can really only do one male and a couple of females. The males fight, and they'll wind up killing each other. So you only want one male. All right, boys and girls. I guess we'll draw an end to it here. Let's see. See if we can get a little tune here.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to hear, Joey?
the Karuna Karen song.
Oh, I do
I mean, I
too.
like them all. I do. I like that song.
Let's see if we can find it. Memories.
And thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you, Chevy Fish, for being here and dropping links and helping answer questions. I think Lori was here for a little bit. Thanks,